What's up, guys? Welcome to our Friday edition of the Advanced Markets training here with FNA Financial. Mario Delgadillo here out of Dallas, Texas. Welcome, guys. Excited to be able to spend some time with you this afternoon. Like we've chatted about briefly a few minutes ago, what we're going to do today is we are going to break down a few financial needs assessment forms and give you guys the opportunity to possibly volunteer and kind of walk through how you would diagnose this particular client. And then perhaps we'll jump on and also do an illustration. So please understand that this particular session is intended on being very much audience focused. So get in here, ask questions, raise your hand, talk through things, and we'll take it from there. So first up, let me see which one we want to do first. All right, well, this one here is an actual client of mine. So I just took the notes that I had and I put it up on a financial needs assessment form. Okay. Name is different, but the client is the same. Let's see here. I can maximize. Okay. So this is a 60-year-old female out of the state of California. She's been in her occupation for 30 years. Okay. Single gal, no dependents. And she's working as a nurse, as an RN. She currently has about $110,000 in a 401k. She actively contributes $200 a month to it, and they match $200 a month, and that's their limit. She's got about $1,500 in a brokerage account, and it says it should have been circled stocks, but they're just some stocks that she has there. And she tries to contribute another $200 a month there, or whenever she can. She has no insurance. The value of her home is $265,000. Balance on the loan is about $150,000. Currently, right now, her net income is about $7,000. She's already started taking two pensions from some old jobs. One's $131 a month and one's $291, and her overhead is $5,000. Okay, so when she goes into retirement, she's going to have a $4,000 Social Security. She's going to have pension for $291,000, another pension for $291, and then the $131 a month from these two pensions. And she wants to retire at 70. So right out of the gate, we see that she has 10 years of work ahead of her. Okay. So who wants to take a stab at this? Who wants to kind of walk through this with me?
I'll do it.
All right. So
It's Sharina. Sorry.
Yeah, I see it. So at like a top view, 30,000 foot view, what are some of the things that are sticking out to you about this client?
What's her age? 60. Okay. I guess one thing is her life insurance. She doesn't have any of that, but also
Okay.
knowing when she'll need to draw from her FIA.
Mhm.
Because since she is taking already from her pension, is that like, does she have to take from her pension? Is
Yeah,
that
these are two old pensions that they just started releasing to her.
so her fix, she only has 2,000 of expendable income, right?
Mhm.
And hold on, I didn't even let me give me a second. 4,000. Let me get my calculator. Sorry.
So first things first, we identified that yes, she doesn't have any insurance, right? Life insurance.
No insurance.
Okay.
Her but she's also 60, so that 59 and a half rule doesn't apply to her, right?
Correct. Right.
We also need to know when. Oh no, she said year 70, so she won't even need to touch her money immediately. So then that's already telling you what product she could be in, correct?
Mhm.
Correct.
Mhm.
um Hold on. So right now she has 4,000. Oh my goodness, sorry. I'm looking at what she'll need to cover her net income in retirement.
Mhm.
Hold on. So that's 3,000, right? Because if Social Security minus 291 minus 3. So she has a gap of her retirement like 2,000, right?
Correct. Around, well, to get back to where she's at now,
Now
yes.
she has
Yeah,
to get back to where she's at now, she's 2,500 gap.
right. Or a shortfall, right? So we're all speaking the same
Shortfall.
language.
Shortfall,
Correct.
yeah.
So we are going to need to find a $2,500 income, okay, to get her back to the income she's earning while she's working, is what you're getting at, right?
Yes,
Now,
yes.
a couple things to keep in mind. She's still working for 10 years and she's only got a balance of 150,000 on her mortgage. So one of the things that I would ask is, do you think that you're going to pay off your mortgage in 10 years? Because if so, that should probably put a big dent in her fixed costs, right? So that's one of our goals is we want to find out, can we pay off that mortgage before retirement so that you don't have to pay a mortgage while you're in retirement, right? So you don't necessarily have to cover as much overhead.
Right.
Does that make sense to everybody, guys? What we're talking about there?
Yes.
This is essentially the diagnosis phase of what we're doing, right? You don't typically do this in front of your client, right? You do this afterwards. Okay. So far what we've identified is she has no life insurance. The 59 and a half rule doesn't apply to her. She's got 10 years before she would really even need it, okay, to even start drawing out on it. So that's 10 years of growth, 10 years of no payment, okay, which is good. We've also identified that we've got about $2,500 to cover during her retirement because she's going to have a shortfall. And the other thing to keep in mind is, wouldn't it be beneficial if we find out how much her mortgage is and if she's willing or decide or going to be able to pay that off before she retires? Because let me give you guys an example. So right now we see that there's a $5,000 overhead cost. What if her mortgage is $1,900, right? So 5,000 minus 1,900 is 31. So now her overhead's only $3,100. So there's two things that we can look at. Number one is we don't necessarily need to get her back to 7,000. That would be ideal, right? But at the same time, we don't necessarily have a $5,000 nut to cover anymore. We only have a $3,100. So that'll actually create some more room for her as well. So just something to keep in the back of your mind. Anything else that you can see, Sharina, on here? Yes, no?
I mean, I yes and no. I don't know if I'm wrong. I don't want to, but I guess when that investment, no, no, no. I'm just gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Anybody else see anything?
I would say with any extra funds that she may have, she can start funding towards debt elimination to help pay off the balance of her house quicker as well. She doesn't have any life insurance, so you would kind of kill two birds with one stone to help her out, add a little bit of term on that infinite banking policy, participating whole life, and maybe get her to try that debt elimination route as well. A little bit of money towards that.
So I like this because, and I'm going to go over to Maritza on this to kind of help develop this for the team. A lot of you guys are thinking, oh man, we could possibly do an IUL for her, right? Because she's only 60, she's got 10 years, she needs more retirement income, right? So the best way to save for retirement is an IUL. Well, what Isabel is saying is that potentially do a whole life product for her to number one, get her some insurance. Number two, help pay off that $150,000 loan debt. But also then once she's ready to retire, she'll have some funds there that she can actually pull from and create an income. So I'm going to toss this over to Maritza. Maritza, from your vantage point, would an IUL or a whole life be a good situation here? Why or why not? Or neither? What are your thoughts?
So from what I can see, what is the number next to savings? What does that say?
Zero. That's
No,
a zero. Oh, she's putting $200 a month contributing to just a traditional brokerage account. She's buying stocks.
Okay. So yeah, I would definitely recommend a product that's going to be guaranteed, like the whole life, that, is going to give her what she needs at retirement, which is in 10 years. So you want a product that's going to work fast. An IUL would work as well. However, it might not be able to produce that 2,500, for the remainder of her retirement because she only has a limited amount of time.
Right.
She definitely has funds available to contribute to a policy that's going to give her life insurance. And she's not, the youngest, she's not a spring chicken by any means. She's 60 years old. So it's going to be pricey, but at the end of the day, you could add term, like Isabel said, to the whole life policy to, increase her death benefit. And also when you add term to a whole life policy, it increases the cash value immediately. So yeah, I would say absolutely. I would use those products.
Yeah, so that's really good. Just some things to consider, guys. They're not right, wrong, or here's the deal. We are diagnosing right now, right? So you're taking a look at the symptoms of somebody's financial plan, and you're going to come up with a plan of attack or a recommendation. So when I look at this, okay, the easy route for me, simple. Okay, she's getting a $200 contribution match. So the first thing I would say would be let's take $105,000, enroll that into a fixed index annuity. And then for the next 10 years, keep doing what you're doing on your 401k because they're giving you a match, right? So that's an easy one, right? Just kind of where you're at now, $110,000 or $105,000 roll. Why do I do $105,000 as opposed to $110,000?
So you have
You guys know?
money
She's still employed?
What's that?
Sorry, Sharina, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so she has money in there that's still gonna be compounding and growing.
Well, it's a very practical reason. If she moves it all, they'll close the account.
I was
So you
just
gotta
gonna
leave-
say because she's
yeah.
still employed, so she needs to
Right.
have some money in there.
Right. If she wanted to continue it, she just needs to have a small amount of money sitting in there so that they can continue to contribute to it. Okay. So we do 105, leave 5 in there, right? So from one perspective, we do a rollover into an FIA, probably the power accumulator 10. Why?
It funds the high end.
Built for the most aggressive growth.
Yeah. Most aggressive growth, biggest bonus. She doesn't need to touch it for 10 years. It fits absolutely perfect. So we'll do that. But the second thing is we're going to advise her to not close her 401k because she's already down the road with it. They're giving her a contribution. Leave it there. So the plan B on the FIA is in the next 10 years, let's say she manages to create another $25,000 in that 401k and now she retires. Take that 25 and you merge it into your FIA, all back to one, and there's one income. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? No? Okay. So now, additionally, I think the whole life route, the infinite banking style could be really good. Now, I had an opportunity to talk to the client. She doesn't give a flip about insurance. She's like, I have no kids. I'm not married. I'm good not having insurance. Okay. In this situation, however, right, we as agents know how important it is to have insurance, even if you have nobody to leave the money to, right? Because somebody's got to take care of your body and all that other good stuff. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to leverage the insurance to actually kind of like create some objectives. The first objective is to pay off the house sooner, right? So that number one, maybe she starts rerouting that money into a cash value account for retirement. But then now when she gets to retirement, the mortgage is paid off, so she doesn't have any, she has less overhead. So the insurance is just a super duper duper cherry on top. She might not even care about that cherry. She might get the cherry and throw it away, right? Because sometimes you do that. But it is a cherry on top. But we're going to leverage insurance to basically pay off her home. And then at the same time, then what we'll do is we'll be able to create a plan of attack for her, and she'll have two incomes. She can utilize an income from the whole life product, and she can utilize the income from the annuity product. Okay. So does this sound pretty good? Have I lost anybody yet? Everybody still keeping up here? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to actually go over now. Yes, using the insurance as a tool. Absolutely correct. Let me go ahead and pull up the appropriate screen. All right. So let's go ahead and do our illustration for the fixed index annuity. And Sharina, you can be the one kind of telling me what to do. So what did you say her name was? Mary Lil Lamb. See that? Lil Lamb. Okay. She's 60 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Female. She's actually a Texan, so I'm going to do that because I don't want to make her be a Californian. Hey, true story. I was at the golf course yesterday, and I was getting my food, and this guy and this gal were at the bar, and the girl is from Texas, and she was getting a drink with Tito's in it, and he's like, well, what is that? And she's like, well, that's a vodka that's made here in Austin, in Texas, and he's like, oh man, he's like, you guys in Texas, and he's kind of laughing, and the lady goes, what do you mean? The bartender, and she says, well, he's from Australia, and this is only the first time he's been here to Texas. And then he goes, man, he's actually having a good time. He's like, I can't understand this, like this Texas pride. It's crazy. And I said, well, sir, you know why Tito's is the best, right? And he said, why? I said, well, first of all, because it's made in Texas. And he starts laughing. And then I started telling him, he goes, it's just crazy. And then he goes, look at your shirt. And I had my golf polo on that had I have a big Texas flag across it. And it was just so funny because I mentioned like she's from Texas. The Texas pride, guys, is it's something fierce. It's something real. And you have to experience is what I'm getting at. But maybe I'm gonna change her to Texas because she'll probably get mad at me if I put California. So, all right. Power accumulator 10. All right. So where are we going, Sharina?
Tax status, qualified.
Okay. Let's see. So she'd have to be born in 64. So January 1964. Okay.
Lump
Okay, where
sum,
else?
105,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna go that first one, balance asset 5, 1 year annual point to point with participation. Scroll
Okay.
down. Okay, because usually it allocates it for me, like they'll put it somewhere random, and I'm like, okay, no.
Oh no, that's just on IULs. IULs puts an allocation in the beginning.
Oh, okay. Okay, go up. Do you want to do withdrawals or no? That's what I was gonna
Yeah,
ask
let's show
you.
her withdrawals because that's
Okay.
the idea. We want to see what it's going to look like. So we go annual, and then we want it in year 10, want it in year 11, so we put it in year 10.
Yes.
10%.
Yep.
Click OK. And then let's go run the illustration. Oh,
Have you looked at the new update for IUL's illustration?
the new
On here?
Illustrator?
Yeah, the new Illustrator.
I think I actually think it's the new Illustrator is the annuity side. But this still allows you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the life side still allows you to do annuities. Yeah, it's weird. So I just keep going to the old one. Have you seen it? Is it easier?
Yeah. No,
It's easier?
I mean, it's easier. I mean, it's prettier. You can say that. It's prettier, but I don't care for it.
I mean, for me, I don't care because I never show the Illustrator to a client anyways.
Right.
All right. So here we go, 110,000. Let's go over here. Oh, shoot. Okay, I got to do it one more. I illustrated at year 10 on accident. Come back here.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Yeah. What the heck happened here? All right. So if the client, can you guys see this okay? Okay, so if the client was to roll over the 105, let it sit for 10 years, at the end of 10 years, according to F&G, that have 314,000, that would mean that they would have a $31,000 income at year 11. Divide that by 12, there's $2,600. Okay, this is an easy knockdown sell. And then they can continue to live on the 90-10 split going forward. Now, technically, even if the 10% wasn't enough, we could dial it up a few points because it's after the 10-year rule, right? So after 10 years, the client can take 12%, 13%, 20%, whatever they want. But in this scenario, or in this case, it fits, right? So we were able to cover the 2,500, okay, gap just by moving it over. Guys, this FIA is a knockdown, simple. I mean, it doesn't make sense not to do it. Okay. Now, at 10 years, she has 314,000 in here. Let me see if I can maximize this. 314,000 in here, and then she retires. Let's say there's another 25,000 in the 401k, right? For over the next 10 years. You can roll that in to here, add that 25,000 with her 401k that she's still contributing to, and now she's got even more money. It increases that. Now, that has nothing to do with the whole life policy, right? So what we've managed to accomplish, if you can sell her, and I guess the better terminology is not sell her. The better terminology is help her to understand and see the big picture. Because this is an easy win. This is like you're dumb to not do it, right? But if you can help them to understand that by going the whole life route, okay, you're going to take that $200, right? And Marita, that's what you're talking about. Instead of investing into that $200 into that brokerage account, right? We just want to reroute that into the whole life account, the whole life account, and maybe some more, right? But and we got to find out if there's areas that she's paying more credit card debt or whatever it is. But you reroute it into there. And the goal is twofold. But number one priority is to pay off the debt, right? The mortgage faster. Try that, see if the numbers work. And if we're able to accomplish that now, just with this annuity alone, We've already matched her $7,000 a month income. And then if we're able to successfully do the infinite banking, we've also now lowered her overhead. So we've created even more room for her in retirement, right? And then depending on what is actually in that account 10 years down the road, she might even have an additional income stream coming from the whole life product, right? Maritza, does that sound about right? Absolutely. Cool. So what questions do you guys have on this particular case, client? Did this make sense? Because I have another one to go through. It's got a little bit more detail, but what are your thoughts, guys?
I would say, assuming she's insurable, that you can even get her the whole life. I'd like to see probably $1,000 a month go into that whole life to catch up. And where I got that from is I took about what I thought might be about 20% of her take home income to go towards that. You have $200, like you said, for she's putting in her brokerage, and she's putting in, money here, money there. Like, I think, just paint the picture like, hey, look, this is going to be your reality in 10 years, and it's going to be here faster than you know it. So it's time to get, you have $0 in your savings account. It's time to get serious about like making some room to put in that, $1,000 a month into this
Right.
deal after she knows what it's meant to do, is to pay down her mortgage, and pay down her credit cards, and pay down her other debts that she has.
So, Maritza, you don't know about this, and I'll put you on the spot. If you say no, it's okay. Can I make you co-host, and you want to draw something up for her?
Sure. Let's see.
You're like, okay, fine.
Let's see.
Make co-host. I made you co-host so you could share your screen if you like.
Okay. I need you to log into your Foresters so I can illustrate it.
I don't even have it. Do you have it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I don't even have it.
No, I don't. I don't have it. Well, here.
I think it should be.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Maybe Zoma sent it to you, right?
Let's see. Or Isabel, log into your Foresters, and I'll just tell you what to put on there, and then we can show it to everybody. If you don't mind,
There we go.
please.
Okay.
That's the easiest way.
I will make Isabel co-host as well. So you're able to share now too.
So, so ideally what I would do is I would do both products, but I'm going to show you what you could do in 10 years with that 105 or that, did we say 105? Yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't hear you, Isabel. I think you're muted.
Oh, I said I'm logging in. Let me share screen. All right. Can you see?
Yeah. So on Chris's point, it's really important that you know whether the client is insurable or not, because if they have a lot of medical issues, that whole life is going to get very expensive.
She is insurable, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, she has no issues.
Perfect. So yeah, just for future reference, it's super important because whole life gets very expensive if you have any medical issues, and of course annuities. I mean, there's no underwriting, so it's that's the beauty about an annuity. Go to illustration. And then product. Do Texas, not Colorado. And then Advantage Plus 2, please. And then her date of birth, Mary Lil Lamb.
Yeah.
Mary had a little lamb?
Yep. Her
Well,
middle initial is H.
I think it was 1/12, 1969.
64.
64.
Did I get that right?
You gotta put the slash marks in there.
Yeah. Perfect. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then make sure you do the medical one. So yeah, perfect. Non-tobacco, flat owner information, same owner.
Looks good, right?
Yep, go to death benefit and funding. Do 100,000.
Do you remember that case this time?
Yeah, I do. I have it right here. I'm looking at it right now. So do premium payments. No, do hold on. FPUA, permanent term blend, non-MEC pay solve, right there. Perfect. Cool. All right. Go to monthly premium. We're not going to do monthly. We're going to do annual. So go to premium mode, click annual. Okay. And then do 10,500. Okay. And then click on reduce paid up. Yes. Right there, beginning and year 10. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, scroll down. No disbursement yet or loan. Go to dividends, just so we can set it up. PUAs. Just like that, leave it alone, and then scroll down.
That's it.
Okay, perfect. Go to writers. And then we're gonna do, okay, cool. So we're gonna change it from, let me just do some math here. Do from the 10,500, do 40/60. So hold on.
Like 6,000 and some change.
6,300 in PUA amount. Annual. So annual lump sum. Yeah.
6,300.
Correct. Annual. And then do, yeah. And then do annual lump sum, do 6,300 again from 1 to 10.
Oh,
1 to 10. Perfect. And then go back to death benefit and funding real quick. What was it, 6,300?
yes.
Do 4,200 for annual premium amount. Let's see what it says.
Annual premium amount here.
Yeah, hold on. I'm
Change
just
it
looking
from-
at the, yeah, from 10.5 to 42.
Because this is what goes towards the insurance portion, right?
Right, correct. Yeah. So the insurance portion always has to, if you want to get the maximum amount of cash value for any client, the insurance portion always has to be less than the PUA amount. So because we're doing annual amount, you can do it monthly, you can do it however you want. I like to do it annual because I like to know exactly what the budget is going to be. Because she has $105,000, I'm dividing that 105 by 10 years. So that's why I'm doing from only till year 10. So I'm offsetting the premium for the rest of the time. So let me just look at the numbers on the left side to see if it makes sense. Specified premium. UA premium. Looks about right. Okay, now go to, save it real quick. Illustrating whole life is a lot different than annuities, you guys, just so you know. You have to do math. But I mean, if you just calculate it like that, it's either going to be 60% to your insurance and then 40% to your PUA or vice versa. It's always going to be like that. That's going to be the best plan for the client. Okay, go to reports so we can see what the numbers look like and see if we need to fix anything to get her more. And if there's anything red on the right-hand side, you guys, that means you have to redo your numbers. That means it's MEC'd or you put too much money somewhere. So let's see.
The tabular.
Yeah. Okay, so year 5, that looks beautiful. So year 5, she's got 38 grand. Year 10, she's got 79 grand to play around with. And then so because she doesn't care about death benefit, her initial death benefit is going to be 50 grand. That's fine, right? She doesn't care. So total initial premium is going to be $85.93. Hold on. So yeah, so that still leaves her some money to do. That's going to be the total premium amount for a policy like this is going to be $85,930. So it's going to leave her additional money to do whatever she wants. She can, keep investing that into the stock market, or she can, I don't know, she can overfund this policy and make even more cash value. So there's room to do a lot. And remember, this is because she doesn't want life insurance, or she doesn't really care, per se about life insurance. Her goal is to be safe for retirement. And I think, this product would be great. It gives her a little bit of life insurance to keep the policy alive. And if you look to the left-hand side in year 10, she doesn't pay anything afterwards, but she continues to build afterwards. So again, after year 10, she can always overfund it. If she's continuously, if she continues to fund her 401k, like we said, she should, because if it's matched, you should never touch that. That's free money, in my opinion. So yeah, there's a lot of room for her to do stuff. So yeah, that's what I would do. Or you can divide it and do an annuity and do a whole life, which is the best of both worlds, in my opinion, for a person that age.
So
Yeah,
through the
so
FIA,
this scenario was you taking her 401k and rolling it into here, right?
Correct.
Can you just do like a reallocation of funds like Chris talked about, and then just show, $1,000 a month, if that's possible to do that? Would it even be beneficial for her?
What do you mean a reallocation of funds?
So he said like 20% of her income,
Yeah.
and then the $200, like just saying, roll it over to the annuity and then set up a whole life policy for $1,000 for the next 10 years and see what that would look like.
Go back. Absolutely.
I thought you meant you did like a strategic rollout from the FIA.
This is what I was thinking. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I understood.
Right. So just go back and I'll do it real quick. Same thing.
Okay. Did you guys get what she was saying there? What's
So,
a
yeah,
strategic rollout?
Correct, yeah. It would have been a strategic rollout and, we're considering taxes she has to pay and all that jazz.
So while you reset real quick, guys, just so everybody's on the same page, and this is recorded, so in case somebody else comes on later and watches. So strategic rollout is this. We have a rollover, which is rolling funds from one deferred account to another. A strategic rollout is little by little, you start draining it on an annual basis. Because when she withdraws that $8,900 every year, that's going to be taxed. So now she's checked that box. Okay, I don't have to pay taxes on this. And then you turn around and you put it into a whole life policy, which leverages 7702A. So now that $8,900 she just paid taxes on, now she can go ahead and then start a whole life account and grow that same money, but now she's growing it tax free. So that's a strategic roll out. And then you put it into a whole life policy to grow it tax free, as opposed to just doing a roll over. Okay, so there's pros and cons and benefits to each strategy, but that's what she was doing the first time. This one would be, we just did a rollover, and then with some money that she had extra, let's show her what she could do if she were to put $10,000 or $1,000 a month into something for 10 years.
Cool. So go to, death benefit and funding, go do, let me see. You said 1,000 a month, correct?
Yes, for 10 years, I guess. That's what Chris had recommended. Or at least he said he wanted to see.
So there's 400, just $400 here?
Yeah. So 400, and then you're gonna do 600 on the PUA. That's gonna be monthly, don't forget. Because I think you left it at annual.
Oh, let me see.
Or you can do 6,000 annual
Right.
and 4,000 annual, which is the 12 grand that she has annually.
Mhm.
It's gonna calculate the same, but yeah, I prefer to do it annually. But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. Now calculate, let me see the premium. So yeah, wait, that doesn't look right. Go back.
No?
No. Go back. Mm,
Oh, over here on the right.
yeah. Term benefit amount of 50 base face and $50,000. No, that's right. Yeah, I think so. 37, yeah. Okay, go to reports.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep, create. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't look right. See, contract premium, it's 3 grand, so it's supposed to be 12. So yeah, do it annual to see if it changes. I don't know why. Go back. Annual 4K. Perfect. Reduce paid up. Yes, 10 years. Okay. Remember the PUAs are going to be for 10 years as well. So you're going to do 6,000 annually.
Annual.
Uh-huh.
Why is this? Why is this here?
I don't know. Take it off. I think it's from the old one.
That's probably what's throwing it off.
Do 6K there.
Right
Because we
here?
have to, yep. Because we have to make sure that it's 6,000, because it's going to be a lump sum. Remember, she's paying that annually. Okay, go to writers. Scroll down
Writers.
just so I can. Okay, perfect. Okay, go back. Okay, save it, and then go to reports. So the reason it looks like this, you guys, is because it's not allowing us to allocate 60% of the PUAs to it's not allowing us to allocate 60% of her funds to the PUAs. What you have to do in that case is do 50-50. Foresters does that because, you know, it creates a lot of cash value. But that's fine. I mean, that's going to save her a little bit of money. So let's see, she's paying, instead of paying 1,000 annually, she would pay 8,293 with 50 cents. And her initial face amount again is $50,000 because she doesn't care. And then let's see. Yeah. So that's what it would look like. Year 5, she'd have 36 grand. And then year 10, she'd have 76,000 if we were to start with 1,000 budget. And again, we're saving her a little bit of money. So the reason why you see in year 9 and year 10 rather that it doesn't have a premium there is because if we put a premium there, it's going to mech the policy. So meaning you're putting in too much money and it's going to get taxed. So what it automatically, the illustration is going to tell you, okay, so you can only do what you're doing, the strategy you're using, you can only do for 9 years as opposed to 10, because if you fund that 10th year, it's going to get taxed. And I mean, whole life is a tax-free product. So this total cash value is going to be tax-free for her. So that's what would happen if we were to use $1,000 to fund the policy.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool. Good stuff, guys. Well, listen, let me actually, if you guys can exit out of the screen share. There we go. And I'm going to